few minutes. And one team that's not dealing with a whole lot of injuries, the Oil Kings, who are about to get underway in their chase for the Memorial Cup. To talk more about that, back in studio.
Yeah, thanks very much, Courtney. Another Eastern Conference title for the Oil Kings, a record-setting season, 51 wins, 108 points. The Edmonton Suns' Derek Van Diest in to help us tee up round one of the WHL playoffs. Puck drops on Friday night against Kootenay.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting series. I guess the Oil Kings won 3 of the 4 against Kootenay, but Kootenay played them pretty tough all year. And they're a team that, they play hard, and Oil Kings are, it's not going to be a walk in the first round, I don't think. I think Kootenay's going to give them a tough run, but it's going to be an interesting year. The Oil Kings, of course, they had that great run last year, and so they had a great season this year, and they're looking to kind of cap it off again and go to the Memorial Cup. I think they have some redemption there in the Memorial Cup last year, but it's going to be tough to get back there because there's some pretty good teams in the league this year.
I know a lot of people, and we're seeing here highlights from last year. I mean, obviously huge for this team to bring that Ed Chanel trophy to Edmonton, the WHL champion, Edmonton Oil Kings. But people are looking at the opposition here. Portland is a team that could challenge when it comes to hoisting the cup this year, Derek.
Yeah, once again, it looks like, it's kind of teed up for another Portland Edmonton Oil Kings final, and that was a great final last year. It went to Game 7. It was a fantastic hockey all the way around. But it's going to be tough for the Oil Kings to get to the final because not only do they have Kootenay, Saskatoon's a good team this year. They're hosting the Memorial Cup. You have Calgary in the mix as well. So it's going to be just tough to get out of the Eastern Conference. And then once they get out of the Eastern Conference, they have to play the team out of the Western Conference. And Portland looks like the team that will come out of there, but you also have a couple of Kamloops is strong out there as well, so you never know what's going to happen. But it's going to be a long run, and this is basically what the Oil Kings have been playing for. This is basically what the Oil Kings have been built for. Last year, I think the run was a little surprising because they weren't sure if they were going to be able to go all the way. I think this year the kids are. The core of their team is older. The core of the team is a bit more experienced, and this is the time of year that this team is really looking forward to.
Yeah, I know this game against Red Deer, a recent matchup, I think got a lot of people excited because people look to the Rebels as well as a team that could challenge. Now, you don't win any championship, Derek, at any level without solid goaltending, and I think a lot of people are going to look to Laurent Brossoit as a guy that's going to want this pressure. He's going to want to step up after winning the WHL championship. A bit of a disappointing performance at the Memorial Cup, I think, fair to say. And then, obviously, I think he probably fairly felt snubbed by Team Canada when it came time to the World Juniors. What are you looking for from him?
Well, he was the playoff MVP last season. He had kind of a breakout year, and I didn't want to say he came out of nowhere, but I don't think a lot of people were expecting the performance that they got out of Laurent Brossoit last season. And you're right, he had a great playoff, and then he didn't have a great Memorial Cup, but that could be said for the entire team. They didn't play very well at the Memorial Cup last year in Quebec. And then this year he was expected to be one of those goaltenders for Team Canada, and you're right, he got cut early on in the process. So he's got a lot to prove this year. He wants to prove that he can still take that team, can still be that #1 goaltender. And I think he's the best goaltender in the league, and I think when he gets hot, he's a really, really tough goaltender to stop. But he's got a very good team in front of him this time around. He doesn't have to carry the Oil Kings, which maybe last year at moments he did, because some of the players were still a little young and inexperienced. But this year he's got a very good team in front of him. They just need him to play very solid hockey and make the big save when they need to. And I think they're very, very confident in his abilities going forward.
It's always interesting looking at the Canadian Hockey League because, of course, teams have a limited window to win. You've essentially got maximum 5 years of eligibility from your players, but probably 3 or 4, depending on what happens with your stars. And I'll never forget players sitting here on this very couch after winning that cup last year saying, the exciting thing for us is that we're keeping this team together. We feel like we're built to contend for at least a couple of years. Now, the team knows for a fact, I think it's fair to say, that they're going to be saying goodbye to their captain after this run. I mean, how big is it for them to win this year? This is kind of the one that matters, isn't it?
This is the year that they were built for, and they're going to lose some big pieces next year. They're going to lose Brossoit. They're going to lose Reinhardt. They may lose Keegan Lowe, who just signed a contract with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Maybe Samuelson too,
Samuelson too. So they're going to lose some big parts of this hockey club. So they know the pressure's on for this. It's kind of interesting. You're right, in junior hockey where you do have that small window of opportunity, and you have to take advantage of it. And the Oil Kings did well last year, take advantage of it to win the championship. They got a chance to get all those guys back. Basically, their core of their team came back this year. But this year, they're going to lose a lot of players, and if they don't get the job done, then you're kind of back to square one next year.
All right. Well, you will go today from talking WHL to talking NHL. Of course, the San Jose Sharks in town. And you can read Derek Van Diest by following the Inside BT link at breakfasttelevision.ca. We link to his spot on the Edmonton Sun. You can follow him on Twitter, too. Great to see you.
Ryan, great to be
Thanks,
on.
DVD.
Thanks
We're back. Courtney Theriault and our news team set to go. Traffic and weather details as well with Carla and Michelle. We'll see you in 2 minutes.